Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Tony Wolf, and this is Tony Wolf's Den video blog. Today's show is a review of Season 7 of Clone Wars. They did it in three-part episodes, bringing back Ahsoka and explaining what happened with her, explaining the Mandalorian beginnings of the Mandalorian Purge, Order 66 that we all saw in Star Wars Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, and then they had a kind of a return to the clones doing their thing. I can say from watching most of the seasons of Clone Wars, this was probably the best 9-part series that they've done in those shows. The first few seasons were very slow. There were some fast-paced episodes, but I'm not saying that they were all good. If you go back to season 1, 2, you didn't get a lot. You got certain things, but it really wasn't what I expected. Then when they get into the Mandalorians, Bo-Katan, her sister, the Death Watch, all of that, it really got interesting. And now this season, they kind of wrap up all of those storylines with Death Watch, with Darth Maul. If you haven't seen it, this is a spoiler. Spoiler. That with Darth Maul and what happened with him in the Mandalorians, how he was trying to destroy Darth Sidious after Darth Sidious turned on him. Again, spoiler alert if you haven't seen any of the Star Wars movies. But the way that Dave Filoni and Pablo Hidalgo and their team at ILM and Lucasfilm and Lucas Animation, they really made this season a great wrap-up of telling a 7-season story, and then left a lot of things going into Rebels, into The Mandalorian, into these other stories that they have done. If you watch Rebels and Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the way that they are put together makes it feel like a book. It gives you more in depth on the characters and how the characters interact, how their interpersonal communications work, but it also spreads out the story, kind of what they've done with Mandalorian being a live-action episodic show. It was only 8 episodes, but it gave you so much more backstory that people can read into, or they can do a book, or do next season, or multiple seasons, and they don't give you everything. That's why you'll get books like Lost Stars that they do 3 books, or the Thrawn trilogies where they've done 3 books, but they give you different time frames, but they're still the same batch of characters. They introduce some new characters. They introduce some old characters. They make a big to-do of how these characters all work together. My phone just went off. But that's my thoughts on Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7. Definitely worth watching. If you haven't seen other episodes of The Clone Wars, go back and watch some of the earlier shows, the earlier seasons. Watch Rebels. I definitely recommend you watch all 3 seasons of Rebels, and then watch Clone Wars season 7, because it's definitely worth watching. it's definitely worth watching. If you like this video, and these videos are a work in progress, so forgive the weird angles and me looking off camera because I'm getting messages from people who never realize I'm doing these videos. But if you like the show, you like what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe. You'll see a little subscribe button down here in the bottom, and give me your thoughts. I always like feedback from my viewers, and if you see something you don't like, and I know my office is a mess, but if you see something you don't like, please DM me. Let me know. But you can check me out on Referee Tony Wolf on YouTube, on Anthony Rigsby on Twitter, on Tony Wolf 1969 at Instagram, and I'm going to start doing some more of these videos as I have time to do with. So I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I'm going to do some video game reviews here in the very near future. And you all have a good day, and till next time.